TGIM. Thank God it is Monday. I love Mondays. I get to go back to work, and it's the beginning to new opportunities. Today, I'm going to talk about how one man turned $10,000 into $16.4 billion. Roll the intro. What's up, everybody? So nice to see your smiling faces. If you're new here, welcome. My name is AlexBeltran, and I talk about tips, tricks, techniques, and everything real estate lifestyle. So if you're in the real estate business, considering getting into the real estate business, or just want to expand your knowledge on real estate and everything that it encompasses, consider subscribing. This video will be a little bit different from my Monday videos. It's going to be a little bit more of a case study. I'm calling it Learn It Till You Earn It. You can learn more about success in life by studying successful people, by knowing their stories and learning patterns in their behavior. In case you haven't noticed, I love real estate. From the raw materials that make up houses to the businessmen and women that make real estate possible, and everything in between. Real estate is a physical product, the most useful and versatile asset that you can possibly own. Real estate is a load-bearing wall to millionaires and billionaires' financial portfolios. But very few billionaires have emphasized solely on real estate to become billionaires. This is a self-made billionaire that went to college on a scholarship, served in the Marines, and started his real estate empire with a $10,000 bank loan. He's the richest real estate developer in the United States, and his name is Donald. Woo! I just felt a ton of heat emanating from the camera. I'm not talking about that Donald. I'm talking about Donald Bren. I'm positive very few people have heard of Donald Bren, but that's okay, because I'm going to break down what he did to become as successful as he did. Okay, so Donald Bren obtained a $10,000 loan in 1958, which just so happens to be the same year that my dad was born. Coincidence? Absolutely coincidence. If we adjust for inflation, that's $87,465.74, but we're just going to round that up to $90,000. I know what you're thinking. $90,000 is a lot, Alex. I'm not like other real estate agents or financial experts that tell you not to live a little. Go to the club, have fun, buy that fancy car. You do you. What I am saying is that if you can find the money to do that, you can definitely find the money to get started in real estate. When it comes to shopping for real estate, it kind of falls into a funny category. We scour the internet looking for the best prices on watches, electronics, cars. Use apps like Honey, not sponsored by the way, to make sure that we're getting the best deals on these goods. We don't mind that they're in a completely different part of the world, and we blindly pay for it and hope that it gets shipped to our house. But we don't do the same thing with real estate. Right now, it is the easiest time to buy real estate, even if it's in a different part of the country. And there are marketplaces where you can get started for $50,000, which in the world of real estate, that's a low cost development. Which brings me to the first thing that Donald Bren did. He took a risk. A huge risk. Getting a $10,000 loan to build a house on Lido Isle? That's leveraging everything. Everybody always thinks about what can go wrong. And it's healthy to do so. It's part of planning, but also think about what can go right. In this case, becoming a billionaire is completely within the realm of possibility. He did it. You have to have the right mindset to do this, lots of sacrifice, and do what others simply aren't doing. Realize that this is a long game. He built the property and sold it at a profit. This wasn't a fluke. I'm positive that a lot of thought went into choosing this location to build. You always have to look at the numbers and consider the risk to reward. I'll tell you the next thing he didn't do. He didn't go party, he didn't go buy a fancy car. He reinvested into his next project. And then he took the money from that second project and reinvested it into a third project and kept scaling up from there. Lots of financial sacrifice and discipline. This is what gets people into trouble once they start making lots of money. It happened to me. I couldn't wait to get my commission check and just go spend it on a bunch of dumb shit. I wasn't looking at the future at the time. Learning about business grades is what got me to change my mindset, and which is why I'm bringing this information to you. Brent scaled up to the point where he was developing acres of land in Orange County. He then sold his company for $34 million, and 2 years later, when a recession hit California, he bought his company back for $22 million. I couldn't find any information if this was an intentional move, but what I can deduce is that developers at this level have entire teams dedicated to studying the market. Developers at this level are so far above that they can literally look down at the real estate landscape and make judgment calls on whether it's overdeveloped, underdeveloped, or at the right level. If he saw a trend that can possibly lead to a recession, then talk about knowing the market. Everyone knows buy low, sell high. But no one, not even Donald Bren, can predict the market. But we all know that markets go up and they go down. It's literally a financial roller coaster. I can't speak for the guy, I've never met him, but I'm pretty sure that during those 2 years, he must have thought to himself, did I sell too early? Did I sell too late? Did I make a mistake in selling my company? Regardless, he took a risk and positioned himself to make more money by selling his company, because he now has the capital to do whatever he wants in the event of a down market. Folks, a down market, a market correction, and even a recession historically is when more people acquire the most amount of wealth. That's where thousandaires turn into millionaires, millionaires turn into multi-millionaires. You just have to sacrifice some luxuries and position yourselves to be able to jump on opportunities. Down markets are the Black Fridays of investors and business people because they can buy growing assets at a discounted price. Think of an exotic car, let's just say Ferrari. They're pretty iconic, right? The most expensive car that I personally know of is the LaFerrari. This is a complete hypothetical. Let's just say that during a down market, this $3 million car isn't selling at all, so the dealership says, you know what, screw it, just sell it for $1 and get it out of here. Would you buy it? I mean, at a minimum, you can junkyard the car for $300. You can probably separate the parts and make a couple $1,000s, or you can hold on to it and wait for the economy to come back up and resell it for that $3 million that it was originally worth. Sounds like a no-brainer. Well, that's what's going on when down markets happen. I know it's a very simplistic example, but the point is the same. If you want to know more about this, I highly recommend reading, audiobooking, audibling, audio listening. You know what I mean. Tony Robbins' book, Unshakable. He does a much better job at making you understand the benefits of a down market. The next thing that Donald Bren did was partner with another developer to buy basically all of Irvine, California, because he didn't have the capital to go in alone. They acquired a bank loan to acquire the company that owned the land for $337.4 million. His partner later sold off his shares to multiple individuals, but Bren took another risk and bought them all out, which made him the sole owner of basically an entire city. Talk about having vision and foresight and executing on it. For the next 40 years, he developed residential properties, commercial properties, hotels, marinas, even golf courses. I mean, he pretty much shaped all of Orange County. And I mean, I'm a Los Angeles guy, but Orange County is way nicer. I mean, they have Disneyland, which is literally the happiest place on earth. But I digress. Real estate is a long game. 40 years. I want to read this quote from him. What I learned was that when you hold property over the long term, you're able to create a better value and have something tangible to show for it. This has and will always be my philosophy on real estate. That ugly part of town will someday turn over and be the new hip trendy area that everyone wants to move into. Those industrial buildings will be turned into luxury lofts. Hell, that ranch, much like the Irvine Ranch, could be turned into an entire city. You just have to buy real estate and hold it for the long run. Donald Bren's company still owns 1/5 of Orange County. If you take out all the fluff, what he did was take a risk, reinvested his profits into bigger, more profitable projects, bought and held on to properties for the long run, understood the market trends, built a company to manage the land, and built and maximized on the land that he currently owned. And he kept scaling up. That's the bare bone blueprint of what he did. Question of the day, who do you look up to in your professional field and what have you learned from them? Go on ahead and answer down below. That's it for this video, folks. I plan on doing this Learn It Till You Earn It series maybe once a month, so stay tuned for that. If you found this video interesting or informative, go on ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and catch you guys on the next one. Peace!